Everyone, back tuning into today's video, we're going to have a look at the weather for the next 8 to 10 days. In today's video, we'll be taking us to around the 12th of September, so getting on towards the middle of the month, not quite at the middle of September with this, but it's certainly going in that direction. Also, high pressure going to be dominating for much of the next 8 to 10 days, so for the foreseeable future. A lot of high pressure influences in control. There could be a complication around the end of the weekend. The start of next week could bring some sort of a trough through the North Sea or around the Channel, perhaps just producing more cloud and showers and lowering the temperatures in the east and the south. But it's been uncertain quite what's going on with that. The overall bigger picture is really for high pressure to be very dominant over the next 8 to 10 days. So we'll have a look at all the charts in a moment. Just say about the video ad. There's a video ad on our pages at gasweatherlies.com. Hit play on the video ad. You'll be helping to support gasweatherlies.com. See what it's about, and you'll be helping to support the website. Thanks so much for doing that. So this is the central temperature from Hadley. Of course, I did the September forecast yesterday, which started with the confirmation that August central temperature comes out at 14.9, which is well below average. The coolest August for 21 years since 1993 has an anomaly of 0.8 degrees below average, so still less than a degree below the old 61 to 1990 temperature average. But nevertheless, it's still the coolest August for 21 years. So that's really indicative of how warm many of the Augusts have been, of course, in the intervening sort of 20 years. Brings to an end the long run of warmer than average months that we've had through 2014, every month up to August, significantly above average, around 2 degrees above average, except for May and June, which were just 1 degree above average. But overall, a very significant anomaly until August, and then gone below average. Now, September is in just for 1 day, provisionally to the 1st, with central temperature. September stands at 15.6, which is an anomaly of 0.8 degrees above average. I think that'll go up more over the next few days, because we're in for quite a warm end to the week anyway, with temperatures up to 24, 25, 26, possibly 27 degrees across some southern counties. That's around 80 Fahrenheit down in the far south on Friday. That'll be the peak of the temperatures, I think, on Friday, because through into Saturday we're likely to see more sort of cooler, cloudy air beginning to move in off the North Sea, so temperatures will lower a little bit. Still very warm out to the west and in the southwest, with temperatures up to mid-20s there, but for much of the Midlands, East England, I think we'll find those temperatures beginning to drop down back towards sort of the seasonal average, the upper teens, maybe around 20 degrees. And then as we go on beyond that into Sunday, actually we cool down more, with all places being really in the teens, except on the south coast, where we may still just about get up to around 20 degrees. But certainly, we get the peak of the temperature on Friday, mid so weekend, things will cool down, and that probably goes on into the start of next week as well. Particularly the suggestion here is that the cooler temperatures are in the east. That's because we bring more and more cloud in from the east, and maybe the risk of a few showers as well, showery bits of rain around some eastern and southern coast. Here are the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts next 8 to 10 days time. So this takes us to around the 12th of September. We've got the ECMWF here on the left, GFS is on the right. The blues are extrapolating to low pressure, the orange colours and red colours are extrapolating to high pressure. We see that the mean anomaly for the next 8 to 10 days time on both of these charts is for a large ridge of above average heights, high pressure to be around and to the north of the British Isles. It does extend up towards the Arctic actually, so it's included with a little bit of northern block, and it extends up towards Greenland. It could quite easily be a very cool pattern, this. If it was going any further north than that, we would be a significant risk of getting an undercut from the Atlantic with these areas of low pressure. But as it stands up to around the 12th anyway, it looks like the high pressure is still just about having enough influence to keep us mainly dry. The jet stream is running to the north of the country and then dipping southwards around that trough of low pressure to the east. So on the warm side of the jet, just about, and we're under a ridge of high pressure, so it's going to stay okay, mainly dry for the next 12 days. But that doesn't preclude the chance, next 10 days I should say, that doesn't preclude the chance that we could bring some little troughs into the south and the east at times, just producing a few showery bits of rain. But the overall big picture is for high pressure to be very dominant. The GFS temperature and precipitation ensemble show this up quite nicely. The red line here is the 30-year average, and we can see that we're going to be significantly above average for the next few days, up to around Friday anyway. Temperatures well above 30-year average. They may do dip down a little bit as we go through into the weekend and start of next week. Still just about above average, but certainly not as warm as it's going to be at the end of this week. Then the idea really is that we are keeping the temperature anomalies quite, the temperature ensembles I should say, quite significantly above average until we get to around the middle of the month when we start to get a lot of scatter and some members do begin to go below average. That's right at the extended range of the model. Of course, not many precipitation spikes showing up. These precipitation spikes just here are associated with the risk of showers, I would assume. It's not really until we get to around the 15th that we start to bring proper rain through, or the risk of proper rain coming through around the 15th of September and beyond. But again, that's right at the extended range of the model, so can't be relied upon. But that's sort of a suggestion, but other than showers, there's a lot of dry weather for the first half of the month, and then a breakdown to more unsettled conditions around the middle of the month. The temperature anomaly going from the 2nd to the 10th of September shows that we're above average, obviously, with those ensembles. Perhaps not quite as much above average as you would think, really. You would expect to be a little bit warmer than this. That's probably due to cooler nights at times, just lowering the overall temperature anomaly. But we're still coming out on the warmer side of the average, and very significantly drier than average. Look at that, in those red colours there across the whole of the country, indicating, real sort of negative anomaly in terms of the rainfall. It's going to be a very dry period coming up. Showers could occur, particularly in the east and the south, but lots and lots of fine weather. So here's the latest GFS for Monday the 8th of September. Next week, high pressure is dominating. There's that little system in the North Sea, a little bit of a trough feature. It could produce some showers. Got to watch out for that. It could develop more than that, perhaps if it interacts with the warm sea surface temperature anomalies that we've got in the North Sea. But it doesn't look all that significant on that chart. It's probably just producing some cloud and showers in the east of the country. As we run out to the next day, the 9th of September, that little system is still very in the North Sea, but the big picture is really for high pressure to be in control. As I say, we've got to watch out to see quite what that low pressure is doing, but it doesn't look all that impactful. It goes on into the middle of next week. This is the 10th of September. Lots of anticyclonic influences, and then it builds back in actually as we go through to Friday the 12th, so there's no sign of a breakdown at all there up to Friday the 12th of September. The ECMWF, this is for Monday, and it shows that high pressure on Monday the 8th is very dominant across many parts of the country. There's a little feature there in the channel, so the GFS has this in the North Sea off the East Anglian coast. The ECMWF has it in the channel, so whether it's on the east coast or the south coast, there could be the risk of some showers in the east and the south, perhaps to start next week. But the overall big picture is for this high pressure to be very much in control of the pattern. Going through to the middle of the week, the high pressure remains in control, and that little system is clearing off in towards the continent. And then at the end of the week, Friday the 12th of September, again high pressure is still dominant, perhaps being squeezed more towards the north, and I don't think it'll take much at all then to start allowing this low pressure to begin to move in to the south of that high pressure to sort of undercut the high pressure and probably turning unsettled. And that's perhaps the direction we're going into as we move towards the middle of the month, with high pressure receding away probably to the northeast, and allowing the low pressure to start to move in off the Atlantic. That was the suggestion in the September month-head forecast yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but I did the September month-head forecast yesterday suggesting that we'd probably like to see a breakdown of this pattern around the middle of the month. And I think that could be where the ECMWF is going. Incidentally, for this chart on Friday the 12th, notice this very cold push there into Scandinavia on the eastern side of this high pressure around the back, bringing down a very cold northerly push in Scandinavia. There could be some very early snow showers turning up across the central and northern parts of Norway and Sweden, perhaps as we get through towards the end of next week, if that was to come off. It's a long way off, it's day 10, so maybe not that reliable, but that is very cold air actually for the time of year anyway, coming down into North Scandinavia. But coming back to our weather, it does look as though high pressure is going to be dominating for the foreseeable future. There will be little complications in this, and probably around the end of the weekend, the start of next week, is the greatest risk of some showers in the east and the south. But the overall picture is a high pressure to be very dominant up down the 12th of September. It may start to break down as we go through towards the middle of the month and then turn much more unsettled, but that's speculative. There's no evidence of it in the shorter range models really, except perhaps for GFS ensembles. That's right at the extended range. So yeah, weather set there. Do enjoy it, because it's not going to last forever. At some point autumn is going to get going properly, and who can say when it happens? Probably around the middle of the month, but we'll have to wait and see. So enjoy the next few days of fine weather. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.